My most precious child, hear the verdict that has been handed down from the highest courts of heaven regarding your life. The promises I whispered into your spirit long ago are not decaying. They are not losing their potency, nor are they becoming void because time has passed. In this very second, those ancient words are being ignited with fresh power, transitioning from the realm of the invisible into the physical world you inhabit. You didn't find this message by a stroke of luck or a random algorithm. My spirit drew you here because there is a deep truth your soul is starving to hear. I am asking you today, do you truly trust my word? I'm not asking if you are merely wishing for a change or hoping things might get better. I am asking if you rest in the absolute certainty that what I have spoken will manifest exactly as I declared it. While hope is a beautiful anchor, trust is the engine of my power. Trust is the key that turns in the lock of every shut door you've been pounding on. It is the ultimate weapon that silences every voice of opposition standing between you and your destiny. I see your tears, my child, every single one of them. I saw the ones you shed in the dark when you felt completely invisible to the world. I saw the ones you swallowed back in public because you knew no one around you could understand the weight you were carrying. I have not missed a single drop. I have gathered them all. Not because I want you to suffer, but because each tear is a story of your endurance and the sincerity of your heart. Not one of them has been wasted. They are the seeds of the breakthrough that is now beginning to bloom. Your physical health, your mental peace, and your emotional stability are my priorities. I am not a distant architect watching from a far-off throne. I am an intimate father who feels the sting when you are hurt and the joy when you are glad. Right now, I am releasing a peace into your environment that defies human logic, a peace that guards your mind even when your circumstances are in total disarray. Let this peace wrap around you like a warm embrace, loosening the knots of anxiety in your chest and hushing the frantic voices that tell you it's all going to collapse. My grace is flowing into your hidden wounds, those places you've tried to mask even from your own reflection. I am not offering you the temporary distractions of the world. I am offering you a soul-level rest that heals the very root of your turmoil. Feel my arms around you now. Though you cannot see me with your eyes, your spirit knows the touch of its creator. You have been loved since before the stars were born, and this message is a tangible proof of that eternal affection. I need you to stay with me throughout this entire message. Don't let your attention wander, for my spirit is unfolding answers to the questions you've been too afraid to ask out loud, those raw, vulnerable pleas you've only whispered in the privacy of your heart. I know you are exhausted from the constant combat of daily life, and I am here to provide the relief you've been searching for. This is not mere motivation. It is the living breath of God entering your situation to shift the atmosphere. It brings me such joy when you choose to quiet the noise and listen for my voice. Even when your emotions tell you that you are isolated, remember that my presence is not a feeling, it is a fact. Your feelings may be valid, but they are not always truthful. You can feel lonely while I'm holding your hand. You can feel abandoned while I am carrying you. Anchor yourself in the promise that I will never, ever leave your side. In this moment, I am calling you to cast out every shadow of unbelief. Doubt is like a toxin that tries to choke out the faith I've planted in you. Don't let yourself grow lukewarm or slide into a dull routine of empty religious habits. Stir up the fire that once burned in your soul. Remember where I brought you from, the pits I pulled you out of, the doors I forced open when you had no way out. If I did it then, I will surely do it now. I am the God of the breakthrough, and I am confirming to you that I will fulfill every word. Your future isn't dictated by your moods or by the gossip of those who envy you. There are people watching you, waiting for you to fail, but their schemes cannot stop my hand. While they plot, you will rest. While they whisper, you will receive. I will give you the wisdom and the patience to endure their attacks, keeping your heart overflowing with a joy they cannot understand. The middle-aged man, with a slightly hoarse voice and a hint of anger, possessed considerable knowledge. I am going to provide everything you need, but I am also calling you to work with a spirit of responsibility. I will bless the labor of your hands and multiply your efforts, but you must move with intention. I am opening doors that have been sealed for years, doors that no man can shut once I have turned the key. Come to me every day. Let my words be the strength that fuels your prosperity. When you lay your head down tonight, let my voice be the last thing you hear in your mind. Let a river of my healing water wash through your soul as you sleep, untying the remorse and the guilt that have haunted your dreams. Give me your anger, your frustration, and your fear before you close your eyes. Let my blood cleanse you of the shame of past mistakes, for you are no longer defined by what you did, but by whose you are. You belong to me. I have chosen you, loved you, and bought you with a price. I will lead you into lush green pastures where you can finally flourish. Don't let the voices of the world convince you that you are just a face in the crowd. You are the apple of my eye. Declare right now with your own lips that you accept my blessing. Speak it out loud, for there is power in your confession. Chains are shattering in the spirit realm right now. Chains of debt, chains of addiction, and chains of depression. You are on the threshold of a miracle that will leave you speechless. Your mouth will be filled with laughter and your heart with praise, because what I have promised, I am now performing. I will not only meet your needs, but give you enough to overflow and be a blessing to everyone around you. Continue to pray with fervor and intensity. Don't hold back any part of your heart from me. Let me into every room of your soul, even the ones you've kept locked. You have persevered through so much, and your faithfulness has not gone unnoticed. The season of struggle is giving way to the season of provision. Surrender your plans to me and watch how they begin to flourish. Delight in my presence, and I will grant the deepest desires of your heart. I am ready to show you marvelous things that your eyes have never seen. I challenge you to believe me, not just with your head, but with your life. Make the decision to step away from the influences and friends who pull you away from my light. They won't be there when the storm hits, but I will. Don't trade the eternal for the temporary. Something powerful and amazing is breaking through into your reality. Restoration is here. Whatever was stolen, your joy, your time, your resources, I am bringing it back. I am pleased with you, not because you are perfect, but because you are mine. The attacks of the past have left scars, but I am pouring out a blessing so great that those scars will become marks of victory. You are privileged to hear these truths, so stay firm and do not let success forget your need for me. Your enemies cannot steal your peace when I am your guard. I am taking care of everything, your family, your career, and your future. You can rest now, knowing that the God of the universe is your Father and your friend. My precious child, rest your weary soul in the shadow of my wings. You no longer need to exhaust yourself trying to defend your character or plotting how to settle the score. I am the one stepping into the fray on your behalf. I am quieting the storms that others have stirred up around you, and I am redirecting the focus of those who sought to harm you.
they will find themselves occupied with other matters, for I have seen to it that their arrows no longer find their mark. They are beginning to realize a truth that baffles them. No matter how hard they try to disturb your spirit, your peace remains unshakable. This frustrates the world, for they do not understand a calm that isn't built on external circumstances. They don't understand that your tranquility isn't a product of your bank account, your status, or your comfort, but it is the direct result of your union with me. While others have discarded my counsel and walked away from the light, choosing to trust in their own fleeting shadows, you made the choice to stay. You recognized that I am the only exit from the labyrinth of your problems. That decision, that simple, profound act of surrender, is what has altered the trajectory of your life. You chose to believe when every piece of evidence screamed that you should doubt. You held on to my promises when the silence was deafening. I see the world around you. I see how many hearts have grown brittle and cynical because life did not go the way they demanded. They blame me for their disappointments, yet they never invited me into their dreams. But you are different.
The middle-aged man, with a slightly hoarse voice and a hint of anger, possessed considerable knowledge. I want you to continue on this path, growing more resilient and more radiant with every passing dawn. The day is coming when even your critics will seek you out. They will look at the joy on your face and the strength in your stride and ask for the source. And in that moment, you will point them to me. You will tell them that I am the well that never runs dry. But listen closely. There is a blessing waiting for you further down this road that makes your current joy look like a mere shadow. This is not your final stop. I am preparing a table for you that overflows with an abundance you haven't even dared to imagine. Don't you dare give up now. You are too close to the finish line to turn back to the desert. I know the intimate details of your suffering. I have felt the phantom pains of your loneliness and the sharp sting of every betrayal. I was there in the hospital room, in the courtroom, and in the quiet of your bedroom when the tears wouldn't stop. I am not just watching your pain, I am healing it from the inside out. I am reaching down into the roots of your trauma to pull out the bitterness and replace it with my spirit. You have spent so many hours interceding for those you love, crying out for your children, your spouse, and your friends. You have begged me to do the impossible, to mend the shattered and save the lost. I want you to hear me clearly. A miracle is forming in the atmosphere even as I speak. To me, nothing is beyond repair. There is no heart too hard for my love to soften, and no situation so tangled that I cannot straighten it. This is the year you must make a definitive vow to live by my word and not by your sight. I am going to shift things in your family and your finances that have been stagnant for decades. I am resurrecting dreams you buried years ago because you thought they were dead. If you want to know my will, look into my written word. Let it be engraved upon your mind so that when the winds of life howl, your roots go so deep into my truth that you cannot be moved. I hear every prayer. Your voice is like incense to me, and I am holding your tears in my very hands. Not one word you have spoken in faith has been ignored. Even when you feel your faith is microscopic, to me it is a magnificent mountain. I love the sound of your heart reaching for mine. Release the anxiety you carry for your loved ones. I am taking their burdens into my hands right now. Accept the tranquility I am sending you. Your season of mourning is being traded for a season of victory. Stand up, brush off the dust of defeat, and realize that the war has already been won on your behalf. Prayer is your greatest weapon. It is the way you enforce my kingdom on this earth. Use it daily.
Do not let the voices of the world convince you to settle for spiritual poverty. I created you for abundance, not just material wealth, but an overflow of peace and purpose. I know the secret battles you fight, the ones you are too ashamed to mention to a soul. I am using those very struggles to elevate you. I am taking you under my wings, and together we will fly above the clouds of your problems. From the heights, you will see that the door which closed was actually my protection. You will see that the person who walked away was removed so they wouldn't hinder your destiny. Everything is working together for your good. You are precious, you are chosen, and you are valued. The time of testing is ending, and the time of harvest is here. You were so brave in the storm, and now you shall see the fruit of your perseverance. The seeds you sowed in tears are rising as a great harvest of joy. I have placed you in the exact position to prosper, provided you keep your eyes on me as your shepherd. Don't put your ultimate trust in humans, for they are but channels. I am the source. My word is alive, and it will not return void. You desire transformation, and I am the God who makes all things new. Step into this new land with confidence. Leave the past in the grave where it belongs, and stretch your hand toward the blessing I am holding out to you. Keep bending your knees. Keep seeking my face. The enemy is still scheming, but his power is nothing compared to the light within you. You are a winner because I have called you one. You will not lack for any good thing. I am opening doors of opportunity that will leave you in awe. Stay alert, stay awake, and stay faithful. I am about to do something so amazing in your life that your family and friends will stand in wonder at my grace. My precious child, let the warmth of my presence dissolve every shadow of doubt that has crept into your mind. I am here to dismantle the false narratives that have taken root in your heart, those heavy thoughts that have caused you such immense fatigue and silent sorrow. Today, I am pulling back the veil so that the eyes of your soul can finally see a new radiant light, a light that makes every darkness flee and wraps you in a cocoon of unbreakable hope. I know that to continue this journey, you need more than just survival. You need the fire of motivation, and I am already igniting that flame within your chest.
The middle-aged man, with a slightly hoarse voice and a hint of anger, possessed considerable knowledge. You were going to feel a surge of life again, reminiscent of those years when your youth was a river overflowing with dreams and beautiful longings. I am calling you back to your first love, back to that breathtaking moment when you first realized I was yours and you were mine. You will find yourself feeling light and agile, like the deer that bounds to the highest mountain peaks without its legs ever growing weary. This heavenly fire I am placing in your spirit is not a temporary spark. It is a permanent glow that will make your faith and your wisdom stronger than they have ever been before. In my kingdom, there is no territory for despair, for hopelessness cannot survive where I dwell. It is true that you are human, and I see the moments when your strength fails and your heart grows heavy. But in those moments, you know exactly where to turn. Come back into my arms, for I am waiting here to nourish you and quench the thirst you've carried for so long. I am here to lift the weight of tribulations from your shoulders and to clear the fog of worry from your mind. Most importantly, I am here to remove the stinging whip of guilt from your back. Remember, my child, that I have already endured the lashes and the torments for you. I carried that heavy cross while the world mocked me, not knowing that every step I took was a step toward your freedom. I suffered, I died, and I rose again specifically to rescue you from eternal silence and to forge you into a warrior who walks with absolute security.
I want you to wake up every single morning with a heart full of enthusiasm, knowing that the Creator of the entire universe is not just your God, but your Father and your most loyal friend. As a testament to my love, keep your eyes open, for you will soon witness a magnificent sign of my power in your life. But let me teach you something deeper about trusting my promises. Faith is not merely acknowledging that I can do something, it is the settled conviction that I will do it. Many people recognize my power in a general sense, yet they struggle to believe in my faithfulness to them personally. They see my promises as truths for everyone else, but I want you to know deep in your marrow that my word to you is yes and amen. My promises are not maybe or hopefully, they are guaranteed, settled, and certain. When I decree a blessing over your life, it is already a finished work in the spiritual realm. The breakthrough you are crying for has already been released. It is simply making its way through time to reach your physical hands. And remember, your miracle does not depend on your perfection or how many hours you have fasted. It depends entirely on my unchanging character. I am the God who cannot lie, and my word will never return to me empty. Think of Abraham and Sarah. In the natural world, their promise was impossible. Their bodies were past the age of life, and logic declared their situation hopeless. But I didn't ask Abraham to figure out the how. I only asked him to trust the who. Against all odds, Isaac was born because my word is surer than the laws of biology. Think of Joseph, whose dreams were followed by betrayal, slavery, and prison. It looked like the promise had died, but every hardship was actually a hidden step leading him to the throne. Consider David, who was anointed as king, only to spend years hiding in cold caves, fleeing for his life. The anointing seemed like a hollow word, but those caves were the classroom where I built the character he needed to lead a nation. I am showing you this pattern because it is happening in your life right now. I make a promise, circumstances seem to contradict it, and time passes until it feels forgotten. But then, in my perfect timing, the promise manifests exactly as I said it would. The waiting period you are in is not a punishment, it is a sacred preparation. I am not withholding from you, I am positioning you. I am building in you the spiritual capacity to steward the massive blessing that is coming. If I gave it to you too early, it wouldn't be as sweet or as lasting. Trust the process and stop torturing yourself with the fear that you've missed your moment. You cannot miss what I have personally ordained for your destiny. Everything is moving behind the scenes. Doors are being unlocked, resources are being gathered, and obstacles are being leveled. Soon the evidence will be so undeniable that you will never doubt my faithfulness again. This season is producing in you a mountain-moving faith, the kind of faith that makes hell nervous and releases heaven on earth. When you finally receive what you've been waiting for, you will see that every day of delay was actually a day of divine investment.
The middle-aged man, with a slightly hoarse voice and a hint of anger, possessed considerable knowledge. I also want you to know that my plans for you are often much bigger than your prayers. You've been asking for a drop, but I am preparing a flood. I am the God of the overflow, the God of more than enough. And when this blessing arrives, remember that it isn't just for your comfort. I am blessing you so that you can be a conduit of grace to a watching world. Your testimony will be a ripple effect that touches countless lives, giving hope to the hopeless and sight to the blind. The enemy has fought you so hard because he knows the power of your breakthrough.
He sees the ripple effect you will cause, and he is terrified. But his schemes have already failed. The verdict of heaven has been pronounced in your favor. You are coming out of the fire, and you won't even smell like smoke. Your reaping time is here, and everything you sowed in tears, you are about to harvest in a symphony of joy. This is the divine exchange. You gave me your pain, and I am giving you wholeness. You gave me your lack, and I am giving you satisfaction. You brought me your impossible, and I am making it your reality. I am breathing life back into the dreams you thought were dead and restoring relationships you thought were beyond repair. I specialize in the suddenly and the overnight transformation. Mountains are moving, giants are falling, and floodgates are opening over your life right now. I am doing this because I love you, not because you've earned it. My commitment to you is unshakable, so lean into me with all your weight. You are becoming a living proof of my goodness, a city on a hill that cannot be hidden. This trial was not meant to break you, but to root you so deeply in my love that nothing in this world will ever be able to move you again. Stay humble, stay grateful, and keep your eyes fixed on me. I see your heart, my child, and your authentic love for me moves my spirit. I am going to surprise you with my generosity and overwhelm you with my kindness. The wait is almost over, and the dawn is breaking. Carry yourself today with the dignity of a winner, for you are more than a conqueror through my love. Walk in this perspective, live in this light, and know that I am with you in every breath, every step, and every heartbeat. Your story is just beginning to shine. Rest in me today. Let these words settle into the marrow of your bones. I am your solution, your key, and your hope. I love you with an everlasting love, and I will be here tomorrow and the day after and for all eternity. You are mine, and I am yours. Walk in your victory, my child. Amen.